Hello everybody, my name is Jan-Bart and I am the art director of Killzone 2. Normally a large part of the memory of the PlayStation 3 is taken up by the data that we need to run the gameplay, such as all the different weapons and their animations. For this movie we didn't need that data, so a lot of that memory became available. Extra memory means extra detail, so let me show you a couple of things that we added especially for this commercial. One example is the shooter's eye, which we have pressed a lot because you can get so close to it. In normal gameplay you will never be able to get very close to an eye, so all that resolution is not really necessary. But for this shot we increased the resolution of the eye so that it uses the same amount of texture space as the entire character. Now another thing we detailed out is the bullet itself. Normally you would never be able to see the bullet flying, but in this movie it's really the focal point. The bullet you see here has about the same amount of polygon detail as the entire gun it came from. We made this movie after Killzone 2 was already done, and many of our artists were already researching new techniques that we didn't use in Killzone 2. Now one such technique is called high frequency detail mapping, and this means that you add really fine details such as visible threads to clothing, fine sand grain to concrete or pores to skin. And although we had used this technique on textures for props and on our levels, we hadn't really used it for characters yet. So the characters in this movie became a nice testbed for those techniques. So as you can see, all the characters in this movie have that additional fine detail added to their textures. And this is definitely a technique that we're really excited about and we're going to be using in our future games. Here you see another experimental technique. The engine used for Killzone 2 had no support for real reflections yet, but thankfully the script required a reflective puddle. All the explosions we use in the game are made to look best when they're played in real time. But the explosions in this movie all needed to be in ultra slow motion. Our special effects artists first tried to simply slow the effects down, but that didn't really result in the look that we were going for. So ultimately we decided to create a special super slow motion version of all the effects used in this movie. It was very cool to see all of these new techniques being developed by our coders, and they did it very quickly as well because they knew they had to get it finished to be included in this movie. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you're going to enjoy the game. Goodbye.